Everybody, it's Victor. It's time to another run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. We are still 3 out of 7 for the like streak goal of Void Week, or not Void Week, but Void Run. What in the world? Oh my gosh, 1.99. I was looking at our stats. I thought for a second our tiers was 1.08. 1.99 is much better. Hotel Zulu, Romeo X-Ray, at least I think it's X-Ray. Lima Papa Bravo 2. We've got the remote detonator, and yep. I mean, Lusty Blood is fine too. Obviously, we can get more damage every time we kill an enemy, which is something that we desperately need here because we have absolutely zero stats currently. And for some odd reason, killing the top half of a Gaper does not count for Lusty Blood, so it's a little bit sad face on that one. We're starting off with 7 bombs, which is a little bit weird, but I guess that we had started off with 2, and then we got an extra 5 from the remote detonator, and we're also starting off here with a Emperor card or Empress card. But obviously the big story is going to be the lack of tiers. 1.99 is pretty awful. It's again still a lot better than 1.08, which is what I initially thought it was. But yeah, we're going to need some help on this one. But happy Monday, Mosh Pit. I hope you all had a great start to your weeks. I got stuck on I was trying to avoid the spider web and then just decided to just not do anything. It was a crazy weekend as always. We had Pokemon breaks on Friday. It's just I'm hoping that we get some more rain. What's the rain like over there? What's the annual rainfall total where you're at currently? These are all answers I expect you to have instantaneously, by the way. A little larva destroyed poop gives us a blue fly. And let's do that. You tried, game. You tried your best. So we need to get some red hearts immediately here. I'm happy to see a golden chest. I'm not happy to see no hearts in there, but we did get a decent amount of money. And now we have Hive Mind and then Pandora's Box. Pandora's Box, I believe, gives us 2 soul hearts right off the bat here. Let's see if we can get more money first before we bomb our donation machine. And I also don't really have a clue as where our super secret room is. It could be there. Okay. And then our regular secret room might be here. Yeah. Okay. And a couple of Yaves. Okay, so if we wanted to get Pandora's Box now, we could, and we may have to. Let's go fight the boss first. It's going to be Famine, which is not going to be a stat upgrade. There you go. So there's the benefit of having remote detonator. It's not an item that you're going to really use offensively all that much, but in a bind you can really you can kind of push it to be a more offensively based item. You can set bomb traps and that sort of thing for enemies. Again, it feels like 2 days in a row we've gotten minimal payouts from the withdrawal. I'm pretty sure that this is 2 soul hearts. Yeah. Okay, so we overpaid for 2 soul hearts, but it secures us hopefully a double deal on the next floor. We gotta be careful with this tiers rate. Going to last week's question of the episode, coming in from Frash Wright, who said, question of the episode, do you think golden bombs and keys should be offered in the shop sometimes? And if so, how much would they cost? I do. I think that would be a great option, especially if the premium items are bad. Instead, you could just pick up something that is floor defining or maybe even run changing. We've seen how important one bomb could be, and having unlimited bombs would give you access to all secret rooms. All stone chests, anywhere that you'd want. You can freely look for crawl spaces without having any real repercussions on that, on your bomb total, I mean. As far as how much would they cost, I think that you got to charge 15 cents. I wouldn't pay more than that. But I think 15 cents is fair because you're essentially paying the price for a premium item. And you could get a premium item out of a secret room alone that maybe you didn't have a bomb to get into, but now you do. So I think that 15 cents is fair. I think anything above that, I'd have to probably say no. You'd be buying a golden key, or you'd be buying a golden bomb, hedging your bets that you're going to find an item that's worth 15 cents or even more in some cases. And I think golden bombs would be worth a lot more than golden keys in this scenario. We get Turdy Touch, which is not going to help us out, but we can at least get some blue flies out of it. There we go. Now, if we end up getting something like Unicorn Stump, that could be interesting with this combo. But again, all problems right now stem from our lack of tiers. And I'm going to take care of these poop piles before this. So I know that we have plenty of HP, especially with that random soul heart that we just picked up. So a Devil Deal should not be a problem. 2 sacks, and we'll get a couple cents. 2 keys and a bomb. I'll take it. We could... no, it's not a penny I'd keeper, so in my opinion, it's not worth it. I thought maybe using a bomb there, but we might have a better use for the bomb, like over here for our super secret room, which is not there, of course. We have more bombs. We have more keys than bombs, so I'm just going to go check out the shop here. There's... okay. I was going to say there's a guaranteed nickel there, but apparently, what do I know? Tinted Rock, got to go for it. Hopefully there's a bomb inside of the steel chest, too. There's not, but there is flying, and there's a whole bunch of money. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we'll take that. So we get Fate. Fate's Reward, which will give us flying, which is great. Not Fate's Reward, sorry, just Fate. But where's our super secret room? It's got to be here, then. Yeah. Okay, we'll get another black heart. That's great. Tons of good stuff happening on this floor here. Now let's just cap it off with a big tears up, and then a nice Devil Deal. The bomb dealt equal amounts of damage to both Geminis. And we get a tears up, okay, and an HP up. And I wouldn't necessarily say this is a good Devil Deal, but it's better than the remote detonator by far, so we'll go ahead and take it. So the nail will give us a half soul heart every time that we use it. And then on top of that, it also gives us the Stompy effect. It also contributes towards the Leviathan transformation for some odd reason. But primarily you're going to be using it for the damage up. It does give you a movement speed down. It's a very slight movement speed down, but just something to be aware of. But the Stompy one's great if you happen to have a Tinted Rock, but you have no bombs. The damage upgrade is just a damage upgrade. It's not a very significant one, but it's a decent amount of damage. It's better than nothing. I mean, it's a very multifaceted active item. Doing many things at once. I don't know how I made that dodge there, dude. Okay, well, I made up for it by just simply backing away from that one. Secret room. Really? Really? I would have lost the whole house on that bet. What was the speed of that dangle? Dude, what was that? Normally, I'd be game to go after one singular golden chest, but right now, with this tears rate, we can't be taking on. We have to be very picky and choosy on which challenges we want to go after. And that one right there ain't it. Still, my gasters are flabbered after seeing the speed of that dangle fly out of. I will take 4.5 volt. Go ahead and use our. Never mind, we don't have a bomb. Well, I can buy a bomb and then get money back and maybe a quarter. No. I wouldn't mind Blue Candle, honestly, but I'll just take the Soul Heart for now. 4.5 volt is going to charge our active item based on how much damage we do in the room. And that does also include the damage that our familiars do as well. You got this, little Gertie. I believe in you. There we go. So the use of our active item is going to slow down for a while, which is why it's kind of a calculated risk when you're talking about a low DPS situation where you can't actively charge your active item with your damage alone because it's just so bad. But it's one of those, again, I kind of consider it one of those future-proofing upgrades. You know, it's not going to pay off for now, but it's pretty harmless to get. As long as you're not totally 100% dependent on the HP that you get from the nail, this should be fine. The more damage that we eventually start doing in this run, the faster we can charge the nail, which means that it's ultimately going to be worth it. Gertie doing a great job. Great job, little Gertie. There we go. So we got one charge there. Now, if we can end up getting something like Sulfur, that would be even better for the 4.5 volt. We get Sty, which is, I guess, kind of a damage up. And this gives us 2 or 3 for Leviathan. But man, do I not like Eye of the Occult. We can't be picky and choosy, though. We need the damage. The shot speed is going to be real bad, but hopefully we can get something better than this. And right now, we got to take any upgrades that we can get, no matter how much disdain I have for an item. And it does, I was a little bit more persuaded to get it just because we were already 1 of 3 for Leviathan, and that extra HP could come in very handy. Obviously, we already have flying, so it's not that big of a deal. Get a golden key. Speaking of golden keys and golden bombs, I do think that golden bombs are slightly better value than golden keys. It is nice having the ability to unlock every single golden chest that comes your way, especially if you have something like Guppy's Tail. But in most cases, being able to use bombs to look for everything, including, I mean, let's break it down here. So golden keys, what's the best thing they can get you? Some items from golden chests, right? And they can get you into the shop, which could lead to other premium items. The item room, of course, and vaults and dice room, that sort of thing, right? But where's the guarantee that you're going to be able to get enough monies, for example, to buy something from the shop? Yes, you could get money from golden chests or whatever, but you're kind of dependent on those dropping in the first place. And if you have a golden key but no chests are dropping, then golden chests in particular, then, well, is it really worth it? Versus a golden bomb where you can get pretty much guaranteed money somewhere out of the secret room, which, of course, there's a scenario where you can't get money because the game just decides to be mean or whatever. But you can also use the bombs, again, as offense. You can make sure that you can find every single secret room guaranteed. You could bomb every single mushroom. That could lead to something like magic mush. You could bomb every single pot, which will lead to more money. And I think that you just get more options. And on top of that, you're probably getting keys to begin with from going into those places and bombing into the secret rooms and stuff. So to me, there's way more upside to a golden bomb than a golden key. Okay, so I would love to have gotten a bomb so we could blow up that rotten beggar. That pretty much would guarantee that we get a double deal, almost. Yeah, this movement speed's no bueno. Of course, we also don't have to get so close to the enemies, but the regular secret room is there, by the way. I'll prove it to you. Get a Hierophant card. I mean, of course, I'll prove it to you that it's not there. I mean, I knew that. We get a bomb. Let's go. We don't have enough to fill both bone hearts. I have to go all the way back to the north. And I kind of don't want to do that, but at the same time, if I lose this bone heart, I'll be very mad at myself. So, then we have a sun card, which I could use to fill the bone hearts, but it's kind of a big waste there. If we can get some movement speed, if we can get some more damage, get some, again, more tears and shot speed, we've got a lot of repairing to do on this run. We have bits and pieces of a really powerful run. It's just not, there's no cohesion right now. Really, the only synergy we've got going on is the 4.5 volt and the nail, and that's it. I don't like this angle. I'm going to try to swap over to this side of the room. Little Gertie. Go get him, Little Gertie. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, Gertie was going in for the dunk. Get damage and range. Our range was actually kind of bad. And, yep. That is a double deal. We could have had 2 or 3 for Necromancer, but we don't. I could use the sun card here as well. I probably will save it for depths 2, just in case we have a real outside chance of making boss rush. And we've gone the wrong way. The second I start thinking about, oh, we might get boss rush, instantly dead end. But we've got some pretty poverty stats right now. 5.66 damage may sound like a decent amount, but it's not. I don't think I've ever seen Chubb just blow up a barrel on her own. We have a bomb, so we can't open those stone chests, and we've gone the wrong way. All right, there we go. So we've hit 3 dead ends so far in 3 directions. How does he do it? Yeah, so boss rush is definitely dead now. If we had been going the right way all along, we may have had a very, very slight sniff of getting boss rush, but yeah, it's not happening now. His DPS is very not good. It's very not bueno. The temperance card, which I do not want. There's a tinted rock here. Also, the secret room is there. We get a soul heart back, and it's gonna be greed. I think today alone I've gotten 3 emails. Let me count. 2, 3. Yeah, 3 emails. Right now, all spam, by the way. But if an email starts off with "I hope, hey Invicta, I hope this finds you well," I know that they're probably gonna be saying words that I don't care about. It's such an informal. It's such a formal, informal way of saying, hey, try out our game. They got to come up with the new ones, man. The spam bots, if if I see any message, it's like, hey, I hope this message finds you well. It's like, no, you don't. You don't hope that. There's nothing in an ounce of those words that make me believe that you hope that I'm doing well. What if I'm not doing well? What if you hope that? Honestly, I'd probably reply to an email that says, I hope this finds you unwell. Then you got my attention. Imagine that in a corporate setting. Hello, John. I hope this email finds you unwell. Would like to talk to you about the TPS reports. We managed to go every which way but the item room, by the way. How does he do it? Etc., etc. As a boss rush is 100% not happening. All that for Birdcage. We're definitely taking enough damage right now to warrant such an acquisition, but it's not a game-breaking item by any means. Pop's Curse, it gives us 5 bombs. And I had a feeling we were going to get Gish, so we're going to get another not stat up. So, all right, so let's align our expectations now that we know what we're dealing with here. We're not going to get a double deal until probably Womb 2. No, we'll get on Womb 1. We are probably going to get a Horseman in Womb 1, giving us our second orbital. And it's going to be a 50-minute video to Isaac. All right, so there you go. Step 1 done. No devil deal. Use the sun card here. It's a perfect room for it. Take the double soul hearts for sure. Come on, give us the mark. Give us something to be, or give us the pact. Give us something to be excited about here, game. The hermit card, which is, yep. We can at least, I guess, skip through a majority of this level. Good job, Gertie. Going over here because I'm foolishly thinking that the vault is going to have something useful in it. But given the fact that we've gotten that Gish fight, that's all the indicator that I need. It's gonna be one of those vaults that has like 2 flies and a poop pile in it or something. Joker card. Oh, actually not bad. There's no reason for us to burn the Joker card now, because there is a chance for us to get a devil deal here. A pretty remote one, but and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Hermit card to get out of the mom fight, and then we can come back and grab the Joker card if we don't get a devil deal here. Okay, having to use some old school orbital techniques here. That's what you used to have to do when orbitals were actually good. That's what they were a great option for you to pivot to. If you don't have the tears rate, if you don't have the DPS, orbitals were absolutely a fantastic alternative. A skill-based alternative. Who would have thought in Isaac? But Repentance said no more of that. X-ray visions, which is and what's the best item that we've gotten out of our item room on this run? Like the best item that we've gotten. Little Gertie? Yeah, I think Little Gertie is the best item that we've gotten out of an item room in this run. That is impressive. Okay, so if we do not get a double deal, we'll use the Hermit card. We're gonna use the Hermit card either way because I need to go in the shop. But we at least have the Joker card to help curb my disappointment in this run. Use the nail here. I know you're gonna do a super jump. There it is. I think if you charge up Little Gertie all the way, like if you get her charge bar all the way full, she should turn into like a Super Saiyan Gertie. If she gets like the blonde hair, like Goku style, I think that'd be cool. Then she has piercing. There you go. There's another one. There's another one for you mod makers out there. Yep, 73%. So I absolutely was correct about the no devil deal thing. 100%. I get the blanket. I'm honestly gonna take red candle just because we need. I like the nail obviously, but there's nothing going on here. It's weird. I'm feeling nothing right now in terms of damage. At least the red candle will be able to give us a better ramp up speed for our lusty blood. Euthanasia, which gives us 2 or 3 for spun. And then we're going to use the Joker card now, then we'll go back and get the World card. And boy, howdy, what a fantastic devil deal this was. Yep. Oof. Two crawl-esque runs in a row is, We're back, baby. We're reaching the midway, the doldrums of April now. Which is my favorite early 2000s alternative rock band. And like screamo metal band. The doldrums of April. Okay, so we can at least get down on Polar Invincibility here to help us out with taking increased amounts of damage. Make sure we don't get double tapped. Red candle isn't good. It's not quite as good as blue candle in my opinion, but it's serviceable. It doesn't go out on its own, which is nice. However, it does go out if it absorbs too many shots or if it burns too many things, so it can just burn out. But in this case where we don't have a lot of DPS and the game's not going to give us any DPS, then I feel confident in picking it up over something like the nail, which does give us slight stability, but we can kill things a lot faster with the red candle. And I think that we can unequivocally say that this was not worth doing. We lost 2 soul hearts in here. It's a good, well-placed bomb there, but yeah, that's at the cost of 2 soul hearts. That was nowhere near worth it. No, you're not going to give me another quick wick. We just gotta kind of pick apart these rooms methodically. But unfortunately, unlike Blue Candle, Red Candle does not kill Claudies. It just sets them on fire and gives them super strength. So you gotta be a little bit careful about that. And here's our guaranteed... What did I say? Didn't I say we're gonna fight a horseman? I mean, where have I been wrong so far on my prediction for this? I would love to know. I said that we wouldn't get a double deal till 4 or 5. Or till Womb 1, which is true. I said we would be fighting a horseman in Womb 1, which is true, and we're not going to get any more stat ups. No, we don't take Forget Me Now here for the same reason that we don't want to go back and do this floor again and then not get a double deal. We lose Red Candle is the answer for that. And my shadow, on the other hand, you know your boy likes my shadow. I am going to take my shadow here. And, yep. I'd love to get Flying Pony, but we just can't. We need the Red Candle. We're hoping that we can find a fortune-telling machine. And now the other part of my prediction was that it was going to take 50 minutes. 5-0. 5-0 to beat Isaac. Flatworm. Yeah, I mean, I guess. It doesn't give us anything like spectral or anything, so... He almost caught me with that cross shot. I wouldn't have been so close had we had good movement speed. There we go. There's usually a tinted rock in that room, but now there's not. And we've been cursing the Maz-Aid out of there. Curse of the Corn. So if we get damaged now, and we can get to Polar Invincibility, what will happen is that we can go in and punish with My Shadow. We've all seen how powerful My Shadow is. By the way, if you're wondering why the tiers are doing that, it's because of Euthanasia. It's a combo of the effects of Euthanasia as well as Eye of the Occult. Those are Shadow Grubs. If you don't know what My Shadow is, by the way, it's that little black circle that's following Isaac, and then any enemy stupid enough to hit that is going to spawn a Shadow Grub, and those do a significant amount of damage to things. The Hierophant, I'll take it. And Curse the Maze just is going off in every single room. I got this Bumba. Magician card. Yeah. There you go. Good snipe by Lil Gertie. Lil Gertie. She's little and she's Gertie. All right. This is one of those instances too where us having even a decent amount of damage is getting kind of overshadowed by our lack of tears rate. I mean, we're just barely above starting base Isaac tears rate at 3.04. Our shot speed is what's really killing us, though. There you go, Shadow Grubs away. Using the candle to break through there, and yep, no double deal. I mean, hey, I've been spot on. I'm just saying. We could... I think it behooves us for us to go to... I think it behooves us for us to go to the arcade and get down to Polar Invincibility in case if we get hit. We can at least punish with My Shadow. So this won't take very long to do. Just play the Demon 3 Skull Monty real quick. And we can, who knows, maybe we'll get a heart or two. Okay. Here you go, for your troubles. All right, so it's a pretty important thing for us to do, so we can really severely punish the game if we do get hit again. I would have loved to just gotten rid of our 2 Bone Hearts, and that reverse Hierophant card's coming back to haunt me a little bit, but at the time it made sense to do it, so I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. Well, here's our opportunity to get rid of both of those hearts. I'm definitely going to take advantage of that now. Okay, so the good news is that we have a way to punish the game now. I don't know if this triggers the room again. I don't think it does. Yeah, as long as I don't open up that chest. So we have black powder again, which is going to give us more powerful bombs and, of course, the ability to draw those circles like that right there. And taking damage in the very first room with combat in it is not my idea of a good time here. I really hate this room. It's the turrets that make this room stupid. Getting real sick of these Mega Troll bombs coming after me, game. Yeah, see, we know the secret room can't be there because it's being blocked by the by that steel block. You could say it's being steel blocked from us. Would have a whiff on that one there, Isaac. Yeah, this is very, very poor DPS right now. Euthanasia's saving us there. It's very bad. If our DPS was a Yelp review, I'd say that we'd be at 1 star right now. Maybe 1.5 because of Red Candle. But learning how to pivot and survive through runs like this is key. Everyone wants to say they want a wacky, crazy run until they get put in a scenario like this where you don't have unlimited HP and you're forced to play conservatively. Then it all clicks. Really? Hoping little Gertie just goes over there and does our dirty work for us. This room is not a big deal if you have the movement speed, which we don't. We are lacking a lot of things in this run. This is not a great fight for us either here with double Super Wrath. Only because our tiers are doing that stupid thing where it goes through the bombs, so we can't effectively push them away from us. And on top of that, our, aforementioned damage being dog water. Tried with that extended wick there. All right, so most likely we're going to take a couple hits against Isaac. I got to be ready to go in and punish. With my shadow, if and when that happens. Also, we can go in and punish with black powder. I see the red candle shots are just being extinguished by all the tears. There's our holy mantle that we got from the blanket. Great block there by Cuban Meat. It's very, very difficult to dodge here at 1.08 movement speed. Still hit, yeah. Our bombs are bigger because of black powder, by the way. Try to use a little phantom shot there. All right, we made it. Somehow we didn't get hit either. Technically we did, but one to go. One to go. And Curse of the Lost. Well, we're still on pace for that 50-minute Blue Baby call. I know I said Isaac earlier, but I meant Blue Baby. I mean, technically, it is Isaac, so technically I was right. Crack the Skizzle. Don't think Crack the Sky is going to be that effective here. Our base damage is so bad that it's not really going to matter. Although it is nice having Crack the Sky on a recharge, though. I'm going to try to take down Gluttony first here because we want the card from Sloth. I don't know how this Gluttony's still alive. And we somehow killed Sloth before Gluttony. The Curse of the Lost is going to slow us down quite a bit. Yeah, see, we're not dealing enough damage for Crack the Sky to be viable here. It doesn't feed back itself into another charge immediately, or even get halfway there. So that's real bad. That's not Crack the Sky's fault either. That's our damage's fault. Now, what we could do if we wanted to go that route is we could wait until Lusty Blood is fully charged and then use Crack the Sky. But Crack the Sky, you want to use it on the onset of walking into the room. You don't want to wait. Its real strength is being able to insta-get bosses. This is not going to be a fun room. Double Green Duke and double Black Husk. Deceptively dangerous room here with our current stats. Very happy that we have Red Candle for this, that's for sure. I don't know how that Bombfly's still alive. One big dead end. Of course it is. Would you expect anything else? You know your shot speed's bad whenever it can't keep up with Husk. Oh boy. All right. So there's the wrong ways we could have gone. Now let's go. Well, sorry. My bad. Sorry for being so presumptuous. We had one more wrong direction to go before we can go back to the next wrong direction of this level. soon as you take down one, this room becomes a little bit easier. So, triggered Polar Invincibility. We go Punish with my Shadow. Swarm them. But we should never... In normal circumstances, we never take damage in that room because of our movement speed, but... Alright, direction number 2 is an immediate and wrong dead end. Alright. And that 50-minute prediction is still looking on point. I don't want you to sit here and think that this is a somehow one run. We are absolutely not in a one run position right now. Don't think for a second that we're handled here. 'Cause we are not. We are not sorted. I don't know how that one actually hit us, but apparently we're in the range of that. I also don't know how did Gluttony not die there? We may need to take Lard. Look at the schmoves on that. I mean, how do you not take damage in this room? We may have to take Lard. And this direction also just screams wrong way, so... Yep, this has been a quite the bad run. Yeah, we have got to stop taking damage in these little nothing rooms here. Dad's Ring, which is not going to do much for us. We've gone the wrong way. Dude, Frail, you need to chill out with that speed, dude. Euthanasia took down the White Skull for us. I would take 9 lives if we could get it, but Pride is the biggest danger right now in this room. I'm telling you, man, I'm straight up being honest with you. This is not a one run. We are not safe here. And all these dead ends are playing into the fact that, like I tell everyone, you know, people like to make fun of Sinvicta navigation. It's extremely dangerous. That's why I put so much emphasis on mapping. And this is a picture-perfect example of why going in the wrong direction all of the time makes it infinitely harder. And we've gone to yet another wrong direction. Just think of how much more this is extending this level here. This is probably the most painful chest I think I've ever seen. In our current predicament, we've gone the absolute worst possible direction to go that we could have scripted. We could not have, I mean, think about that. We could not have gone, and we're still doing it. We could not have gone in any more of a wrong direction. And it's going to kill us. All of this damage is the result of wrong ways. And bad movement speed. And bad damage. This run is the perfect storm of bad. I mean, you just look at the items that we've gotten, and that's all you need to know. We're getting these absolutely hellacious rooms here that are not good for us. None of these are good matchups for us. This chest has extended this run's runtime by 10 minutes, and we're still going in the wrong direction. That is impressive. I'm gonna give myself Black Candle at the end of this run to show that we've done the absolute worst possible job of going everywhere that we needed to not go. You know, people wonder why I put so much emphasis on mapping. This is the reason why. It's not a matter of if, but when you're going to take damage when you go in every single wrong direction possible. So now we have a dilemma. Do we go take Lard for extra security, or do we Giga Send it with Polar Invincibility and My Shadow? There's no going back from this. I'm going to try not to take damage as long as possible. But if we get hit, I need to be in a position to where we can go punish. Polar Invincibility, I think, is still just more important here. We got one tears up. 0 movement speeds up. No damage. Well, technically we got 1 damage up from Eye of the Occult. And that's how you get a run that looks like this. We got to be Johnny on the spot here if we do get hit. Remember, we still have the Holy Mantle, too. That was an extremely painful chest. I'm going to, now that the run's over, because we're not doing Delirium, obviously, I'm going to give myself Black Candle just to show you all what I'm talking about. Yeah. We missed 1 room. That is the directions that we went. And, yeah, it was real bad. Real bad. But we made it through anyway, so I was off by 3 minutes on my prediction. But I also was not expecting a Curse of the Lost and a void-sized chest. We did it, though. Shout out to Red Candle for helping us out. Lusty Blood definitely had an impact on there, but man, that was rough. We got through it though, so thank you for watching, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you all have a fantastic start to your Monday here in the Mosh Pit. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by where is it? Wait, did I save it? Oh no, I didn't save it. Hang on a minute. I was supposed to save this and I didn't. Wait. No, we're doing this live. We're doing this live. Here we go. I got it. Sent it to you by OWTF HXC. Title thread was Invictus Combat number 2, based on episode 383 Repentance Plus. Titled, Is Flip S tier in Greed? At the end of the thread, they said, I made this one from the funniest moment in Isaac from Sinvicta, where he left Abel hanging and devastated the poor useless follower, and then felt bad and went back to in hopes that everyone likes him. If you zoom in on this one, so this is on the top right, it says Sinvicta number 2, based off of the episode number 383. First panel. I mean, you can pause this and read for yourself, but it's good. It is good. I do actually remember that happening when everyone was Abel was just shattered, and we said, all right, fine. I did feel bad for Abel in that one. So go check it out on the Sinvicta subreddit. Thank you very much, OWTF HXC, and thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hyping everybody. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Candela, Matthew, and Jaden Fright. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.